Welcome to The Hidden Scrolls, where we focus on history, folklore, and mythology. Introduction. The basilisk is one of the most feared and fascinating creatures in mythology. Often referred to as the king of serpents, this legendary beast has appeared in various cultures throughout history. Described as a deadly serpent or dragon, the basilisk is said to have the power to kill with just a glance, a breath, or even its mere presence. Its fearsome reputation has made it a subject of fascination in literature, folklore, and popular culture. This presentation explores the origins, descriptions, abilities, and cultural impact of the basilisk. Origins and etymology. The word basilisk comes from the Greek basiliskos, meaning little king. This name highlights its mythical status as a ruler among serpents. The concept of the basilisk originates from ancient Greek and Roman texts, particularly in the works of Pliny the Elder, who described it in his Natural History. According to Pliny, the basilisk was a small but deadly serpent native to North Africa, capable of killing with its gaze and poison. The myth spread across Europe during the Middle Ages, where it evolved into various terrifying forms. Physical description. The basilisk has been described in several different ways throughout history. Serpentine form. The original depiction in Greco-Roman texts portrays the basilisk as a small snake with a crown-like marking on its head, emphasizing its kingly status. Hybrid form. In medieval and Renaissance literature, the basilisk took on a more fantastical appearance, sometimes depicted as a snake with a rooster's head, wings, and feet, akin to a cockatrice. Dragon-like form. Some myths describe the basilisk as a dragon-like creature, linking it to European dragon legends. Regardless of its form, the basilisk was universally feared due to its lethal powers. Deadly abilities. The basilisk's powers vary across legends, but its most famous abilities include lethal gaze. One of the most well-known traits of the basilisk is its ability to kill anyone who looks into its eyes. This deadly stare is a common theme in many accounts and has been a source of inspiration in literature and folklore. Venomous breath and bite. Many accounts claim that the basilisk's breath is so toxic that it can wither plants, poison water, and kill animals or humans instantly. Similarly, its bite is said to be incredibly venomous. Destruction of the environment. Some medieval stories suggest that the basilisk's presence alone could render an area lifeless, turning fertile lands into barren wastelands. Fear of the weasel. Interestingly, despite its deadly nature, the basilisk has a natural enemy, the weasel. According to legend, weasels are immune to its powers and can kill it by using their own venom. Historical and literary references. Pliny the Elder, 1st century CE. The Roman naturalist described the basilisk as a small but deadly serpent that could kill with its gaze and poison the ground it slithered upon. Medieval bestiaries. The basilisk was a common figure in medieval bestiaries, which were collections of animal descriptions, often with symbolic religious interpretations. Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. The basilisk is referenced in medieval English literature, demonstrating its widespread fear in European folklore. Shakespeare's Richard III. Shakespeare alludes to the basilisk's lethal gaze, using it as a metaphor for deadly influence and power. Modern literature and pop culture. The basilisk appears in modern fantasy works, most notably in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, where it serves as a terrifying antagonist with all its traditional, deadly traits. Symbolism and cultural significance. The basilisk has often been used symbolically to represent evil, danger, and death. In Christian symbolism, it has been associated with sin and the devil. The legend of its gaze has also been used metaphorically to describe individuals or entities with overwhelming power or influence. In alchemical traditions, the basilisk was sometimes linked to the transformative power of fire and poison, representing both destruction and purification. Methods of defeating the basilisk. Given its deadly nature, various myths offer ways to defeat the basilisk. Mirrors. Since its own gaze is deadly, Some stories claim that showing a basilisk its reflection can kill it. The rooster's crow. Some European legends state that a basilisk can be killed by the crowing of a rooster. Weasels. As mentioned earlier, weasels are said to be immune to the basilisk's venom and are capable of killing it in battle. Holy or blessed objects. In Christian legends, the basilisk could be repelled or destroyed by holy relics or divine intervention. The basilisk in modern popular culture. The basilisk continues to inspire modern fantasy literature, films, and games. Some notable appearances include Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The basilisk is a major antagonist, a giant serpent controlled by the heir of Slytherin. Dungeons and Dragons. The basilisk appears as a monstrous creature with its legendary petrifying gaze. Video games. Many RPGs and fantasy games feature the basilisk as a formidable enemy, often with its signature deadly stare. Conclusion. The basilisk remains one of the most legendary and feared creatures in mythology. From ancient Greek and Roman descriptions to medieval European bestiaries and modern fantasy stories, its image has evolved but retained its core elements of lethal power and serpentine majesty. Whether as a metaphor for unchecked power, an inspiration for fantasy monsters, or a symbol of mystical fear, the basilisk continues to capture human imagination. Its place in mythology and popular culture ensures that the legend of the King of Serpents will endure for generations to come.